Howdy folks, welcome back to the Steampunk Desperado channel. I'm your host, Vaughn Troity, and I am the Steampunk Desperado.
Yes, yes.
On today's episode, we have none other than Mrs. Desperado.
Yay, that's me.
Arliss Holloway. And we are going to be reviewing a film.
Howl's Moving Castle.
Yes.
Howl's Moving Castle.
This is an animation by the Japanese director Hayao Miyazaki.
Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke.
Yeah, that's some of his other films.
Yeah.
And The Wind Rises.
And The Wind Rises.
Which was, I loved it because it had engineers in it, because they were the heroes. And because they built the Zeros. Haha. Anyway, a lot of people don't realize that Howl's Moving Castle is steampunk.
Yes, it is. Of course it is.
Yeah, of course it is, because it's got the retro technology, it's got the old-fashioned vehicles, old-fashioned airplanes, and...
The house has chicken legs.
Yes, Howl's Castle is a castle that moves, and it has legs, and it's steam-powered.
By Calcifer.
Yeah, he's a fire demon.
He's a fire demon.
So it's powered kind of by steam and by magic. So I would classify it as a steampunk urban fantasy. And it takes place in an alternate universe, because these countries, never existed in this story. But it's still a fantastic story. Now, the first protagonist of this story is a girl named...
Sophie. I love Sophie. I love her because she is a hat maker. So she's doing her thing. She's making her hats. And she gets, she angered a witch.
Yeah, witch came into her shop.
The witch of the waste. So I'm not sure if that's your waist or if it's waste, But anyway, she's a witch.
I think it's wasteland.
A wasteland, okay. So
Yeah.
she's a witch of that.
Kind of like Road Warrior,
Yeah.
It's a wasteland.
And so she angers her and puts a curse on her. But then she's saved by Howl, who's pretty.
Yes, he is.
Because she's being chased by the witch of the waste, globby gloopy lava.
Yeah, they're kind of like lava lamp creatures.
Yeah.
They look like...
With eyes.
Yes, they do. And there's a dog whining in the background.
It's a naughty dog.
Yes. Anyway, he's very judgmental. Anyway, the witch puts a curse on Sophie, and what is that curse?
Oh, it makes her old.
Because she's a cute young thing, and she becomes an old lady.
Yes.
And so nobody's going to recognize her, so she has to run away from her shop.
And of course, she's in love with Howl, the pretty one.
Yes.
Got earrings, nice jewelry.
Yeah.
You gotta love a guy who has good taste in jewelry.
Yeah.
You have to. And so she's old, and now how is she going to attract this good-looking pretty boy? And she's old. So what does she do? She becomes his maid. Okay, seriously, girls.
Yeah.
Really? She becomes his maid.
Yes, and
even if she had fallen in love with him and she was young, she'd still end up being his maid.
And what was really cool is how she got into the castle. Because it's walking, it's moving, but somebody came along to help her.
Oh, the turnip head, scarecrow.
It's a scarecrow, with a turnip head, and he's just bouncing around, and he doesn't talk, he doesn't move his arms, he just bounces on his pole.
Yeah. And at first he was kind of creepy to me, but I actually really love him. He was a good character.
Yeah, he keeps reappearing whenever they need him.
So there's a lot of action. The movie continues on with it's very actiony.
Right. Well, there's a war going on, and
which is always in his movies.
Yes, he's a very anti-war type of director, type of creator. And he also loves aviation. There's also always flying of some sort. And Howl can turn into some sort of a bird. He can fly. So that brings the flying into this movie. Mm-hmm. And it's just beautiful. Well, all of his movies are that way, but it's just beautiful. There's just gorgeous the scenery and the characters and everything. Well, some of the characters are creepy actually, but that kind of makes it more fun because it's a contrast.
Yes, the other thing I love about his characters is that they're very sensitive. They're very the good people they're good people, but they are
they have flaws.
I'm trying. Thank you. They're flawed.
Yes.
And one of Sophie's flaws is that after everything the Witch of the Waste has done to her, when a curse is put upon her, or lifted off of her, I guess.
Yeah.
The spell is lifted off of her, and she becomes this disabled old woman. Sophie takes her in. This is the same woman who sent the globby gloops after her.
Yeah.
But she takes her in along with her dog, who looks exactly like the footstool from Beauty and the Beast. Just saying. Just saying. Just look at it. You'll
He's
see.
a
Yeah.
footstool-like dog.
He's footstool.
Did we remember to say what novel this was based on?
No.
Well, it was based.
Steampunk Desperado.
Yeah, it was based on Howl's Moving Castle, which was a novel written not by anybody from Japan, but by an English author called Diana Wynne Jones.
How about that?
And way back in 1986. and Howl's Moving Castle came out in 2004, so it took them a little while to make a movie out of it.
Now, I saw it a very long time ago, and I saw it in its dubbed form with Billy Crystal, Lauren Bacall, Blythe Danner, and the rest.
Yeah.
And you know, it
Emily
was
Mortimer.
and it was great. But then
Christian Bale.
when I watched it again, this time in the subbed version, I like the subbed version. I just love the voices. As it originally was filmed, I really liked it better.
Yeah, we're kind of foreign film snobs. We really enjoy hearing the original language and reading subtitles, and it gets closer, I believe, to the creator's intent. Because when you translate it into another language, you have to match the language to the character's mouth movements, and then you have to kind of distort it. And plus, it's interesting because the Japanese voice actors, they have some really fun voices.
Yes.
I mean, I love Billy Crystal, and he plays Kelso for the Fire Demon. But the Japanese guy, whose name I don't remember and probably can't pronounce, but his voice is so funny. It's so cartoony.
It is. It brings.
It kind of makes you laugh just hearing him talk.
And it brings a different dimension to that fire demon.
He's kind of whiny.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And so if you haven't seen this subbed, see it. If you haven't seen the dubbed, see it. So do experience both of them. It's a great movie either way.
Yeah, it definitely is. And a lot of people compare it to the novel, and I guess there were some substantial changes. They simplified it, believe it or not, because if you have seen it, you know there was a lot of characters in Howl's Moving Castle, but the story, I guess the book was even more complicated.
Well, I say check it out. It's fun. Their disguises that they use, both Howl and a little boy that also is in
Markle.
Markle.
He's like, he can turn into this little gnome. He's pretty funny.
He just pulls and he has a beard.
Yeah.
So fun. It's very fun.
Yeah. It was
Highly
nominated for an
recommended.
Academy Award for Best Animated Picture. I don't believe it won, but it was at least nominated. It deserved to win.
Yeah.
So, in summary, we really loved it. And as far as our rating, we rate by gears, not stars, because this is steampunk. You have to do gears. And we give it a rating of 5 out of 5 gears.
Absolutely.
So we highly recommend it for kids of all ages.
And if you haven't seen it for a while, revisit it. It's great. It's great. So do you have any recommendation of something you'd like us to see and review? Comment below.
Yeah, and also let us know how we're doing. Let us please like this video and subscribe to the video channel, and we would really love that. And we'll be back again very soon with more reviews of wonderful steampunk goodness. And for now, this is Vaughn Troity, the Steampunk Desperado, and
Arliss Holloway,
Mrs. Desperado, saying adios from the Steampunk Desperado channel, where the past meets the future and the present is extraordinary.